How's everybody doing out there? We started within a minute, so it was good because we had a couple of last minute things happening, and it's really windy out here in Vegas. So I think that's why there's going to be, if there's a delay, if you could excuse it, just because when it gets windy, our Wi-Fi gets a little, wonky. So, um, but today's kind of it's the inaugural show. It's the John drop, and I'll be going solo on on Wednesdays, and I'm going to go live. And really, what I wanted to do is something that can kind of have a little bit of a variety in it. I do the crypto corner with Jace, and that's really crypto heavy, and crypto may be part of this show as well, because there's going to be a part of it's going to be on money, and so really what's going on is some of the new things I'm taking on with sports, also some knowledge on what's going on in the financial sectors, and kind of what's happening, and my thoughts on that. That maybe can help clear stuff up for you guys. But also some of the new sports that I'm taking on, and playing, and maybe some other people are playing out there. And then really just, mindset and money. And then also I wanted to add in some of the, some Brooklyn stories there, and really kind of how, if you put it all together, it may be able to help someone in their own kind of path move forward, because for me, everything ties together, and there are no accidents, and I think the way, if you look at it, everything is connected, and so when you start something new, whether it's sports or in finance or a job, whatever it may be, you want to make sure you give yourself the best chance of success. And so what we'll do is we'll first, of course, welcome, and I appreciate anybody, that wants to listen in and join. It'll be, we'll have some fun and have some laughs. But you always want to be, push the limits and tap into, manifestation and mindset techniques, and, breaking down some finance, the market trends, and try to do it in a way that really makes sense for you, so you understand kind of, maybe what's happening if you did have some type of, if you had a blind spot. So that's what, we're going to do. And just to start off, to keep it on a light note, I started to play pickleball, of all things. And I have to say, I don't know if any of you play pickleball out there, but it is so much fun. And, a couple of things that happened in the beginning that I was hysterical laughing, was, how you guys doing? Steph, Lorianne, how you guys doing? Thanks for joining. But I went down to play, and it's funny, my wife, Lisa, she always says, why didn't you just ask? And so, but I was playing, and I kept going in the kitchen. So anyone who plays pickleball knows you got to stay out of the kitchen. And so I had no idea what they were talking about, and I kept going in the kitchen. And so what that is, the pickleball court is 44 feet, right, long, 22 feet wide. And then there's, on each side of the net, they're 3 feet and 3 feet, right? It's the little box. That's the kitchen. You're not allowed to step in there. You can't stand in there. You got to stand outside there. And so I didn't know that. And so after I got yelled at about 400 times, then I finally realized where the kitchen was. But when, in starting to play pickleball, I got to say, the speed of the game, and, it's not like tennis where you're running back, and not that I played tennis, but, where you're running back and forth in this huge court. Usually it's 2-on-2, and you take your area. It's a smaller area, and it's quick bursts of volleys, and then you're serving again. And it's a lot of fun. But if anybody's starting to play or is thinking about playing, I highly recommend it. It gives you a great cardio workout and sneaks up on you, so it's really good. Everyone's really nice that plays pickleball. It's not where it's it don't seem like it's everyone congratulates each other when they do a good job, which is, for me, it's weird, but it's nice now. I enjoy it, but I usually, you talk shit back and forth, but not with pickleball. Everyone's like, "Hey, good shot," you know. But what a couple of so the kitchen got me, and then also when your team is serving, when they return the serve, you cannot hit it on the fly. You have to let the ball bounce once. And I'm very aggressive when I play sports. So when I would serve, I put my whole body into it, and I'm stepping forward. So I'm going into the court. And if it gets returned back to me, I would hit it off the fly because I'm attacking, and I would lose the point, right? And I would get in trouble for that too. And so I had to kind of amend those things. But so those are some. It was just funny because every time it happens, it's funny when they call it out. They're like, "Well, you can't," they get all. It's a big deal when you break a pickleball rule. So, but it's a lot of fun. And what I was trying to do today, I was trying to actually videotape a bit, but I wasn't able to really get it the way I liked it. So I'm going to do it because what I do is I go actually by myself if there's no one there, and I grab maybe 6 balls. And I practice serving by myself, and I'm trying to hit slices because I'm very extreme. So when I do something, I lock in, and it drives my wife nuts. But I get locked in, and I really try to get as good as I can at it. But if you love pickleball, if you play pickleball, you love it. I've met one person who actually played it that said they don't want to play. So I'm trying to get Lisa out there. So if any of you talk to her or you see her on the deep dives, tell her to play pickleball with me, so we can do it together. Anyway, so that's my adventure, and I will be sharing more of that. And as I learn some things, if there are beginners out there like me, I'll let you know so you don't step on the same landmines as I did. So that is my sport thing. And also, I'll just really quickly, I like throwing darts. And me and Lisa throw darts together. Actually, she does that with me, and we have fun games throwing, and so if anyone has an interest in that, we go over that as well. But moving onward with that, and if anyone has any pickleball statements or anything about, please put it in the comments because I would really love to see what you guys are saying, especially if you're playing more than about 4 weeks. I'm playing for about 4 weeks now. So if you could put it in the comments, that'd be awesome. So, what I want to get into first, because I do think it's, I think it's really the cornerstone of how you, manifest. And so I have my book out there, and I'll just show you guys. But it's the Grabovoi codes, or the numerical sequence codes is what they call it. And just so you guys know where it was derived from, Grigory Grabovoi was a Russian mathematician, and really during the 20th and 21st century, he figured out that numbers together hold a frequency, right? And also if you have the numbers hold a frequency which relate to sacred geometry, right? Which relate to the universe. And so and we all know this by now, right? We all know that, everything holds a frequency, and that numbers do, have a place within the universe, and that numbers and sacred geometry and musical notes and frequency and stuff, they all are intertwined, right? And so he was really developing these codes really as part of, he got them first from the sacred geometry and then some esoteric teachings, but with his love for numbers, he really felt that the vibrational frequencies that they hold, it can interact with human consciousness, and it could kind of meld or give you a mind-heart coherence, and get you in line, so you can manifest, certain things. It can help you manifest, whether it's finance, health, emotional health, spiritual growth, whatever it may be. it can help you do those things. And really, there are specific sequences that can restore the body and mind to and have them kind of harmonious together. And once you have that, where your body and your mind are in harmony, to manifest, I think, starts to become, a lot more, simple. The speed of it is something that really starts to happen, where you're able to do it quicker. And you want to, make sure you're doing it in the right way, and you have some of the codes to get you there. And in the book, the frequency formula, there are, I think, probably 600 codes I put in there, and it ranges to almost everything. Even parents could do it for kids. And so, with the combinations of the codes, and then with the combinations of the codes, as you're doing it, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're doing it in the right way, right? So, you once you have the code that you're looking for, what you can do is make sure that you have an affirmation that you are kind of looking to, that. Oh, I think I hope I don't have. I hope everyone could still see me. I'm telling Wi-Fi is a little shot, but if it's all good, guys, let me know if I am off screen, because my camera looked like it just kind of freaked out a little bit. Yeah. Oh, good. All right. Thank you. And so, yeah. So anyway, so with this, I'm going to just share, so you can kind of see the book. And if you guys want to get it, what I did is I put in the exact process and how you need to do it, and all the codes, and and I really streamlined the book. It's not a lot of chapters and fluff, and none of that. It tells you exactly what you need to know and do to have the best chance of success with it. So this is the book here. It's on Kindle, and it's paperback as well. And it's the frequency formula, mastering the numbers for mastering the grab avoid numbers for success. And so that's the book. And so if you want to really, if you want to get to kind of the next level and have it there, I built it kind of like a workbook in the back with the codes, and you can actually take notes back there. It's a great way to keep yourself, in line with it, and and kind of go down the path the right way. And really quick, just while I am on it, when it comes to the books, just want, for anyone who don't know, my wife, she had wrote a book, and the reason I want to bring it up now is because meditation was what she felt was really what solidified her getting actually, her intuitive kind of power now, where she's moving through. But the book is out, and it is what is it? Beyond the Shadows and Stars. I always get the names wrong, but she has that out. And then what she's also doing, I don't know if you saw in the interviews, this is her website, Visions Beyond the Desert. And what she's doing is she is taking sessions, but also she has on here, she has her the meditation consultation. And the meditation, I think this is so important, because you could overcome blocks, and this will help you if you can meditate the right way, and kind of go through it and use the grab avoid codes. Guys, I'm telling you, together, it's like giving yourself a shot of steroids when you're going to go to the gym and put a little pump in. You know what I mean? And so it's something where you could really take advantage of what she's learned, because there was a point she was meditating probably 5-6 hours a day, sometimes more, and some phenomenal stuff has happened. And in the book, it outlines the journey, almost like a journal, So anyone going through that in the beginning, it's just it's kind of it's like a great coach. That book is like a coach alongside you. So and then and so yeah, so it's there's a couple of things that could really help you move forward in that, and she does a really good job, and she's done some sessions for some people who are pretty well known out there, and really she had great reviews, and she's done a great job with them as well. So all right, so getting back to Grabavoy, just so you know, kind of why this all works is because it actually is mathematical calculations, right? And so by using unique formulas, right, or putting certain numbers together, what it's doing is it actually accesses kind of the divine. So it's accessing the divine with these numbers, sacred geometry, and so what it does is it's putting it out into the universe, right? And that has a frequency, but everything's going to come down to your intention. So if you can set your intention, and this is really where the skeptics kind of come in and are able to kind of try to discredit Grigori, is that because you're setting it, if you've got to set your intention. So if you're not setting your intention the right way and it doesn't work, or it's not like a scientific way to do it, that's what they were kind of using. That it's that scientifically it hasn't been proven, right? But if you can go in with and set the intention, and then you're what you're grateful for, what your intention is, and then you use your affirmation on whatever code you're using, right? So if you're using one for finance, you're going to use an affirmation about finance, right? You got everything's got to everything's got to kind of be appropriate with what you're doing, but the intention is everything. And what that means is the intention you're setting needs to be so big that it's not even an intention anymore. It's already done, right? You've already achieved it. If you're able to see it and you're able to speak it, it's already achieved, right? The universe has made that possible for you already. You just now have to go and get it, right? Because it's not going to be given to you. You got to get it. And by doing that, what I mean by that is you have to walk around, wake up, interact with people like you have already achieved that goal. So if you had a goal to lose weight, I was 300 pounds. I want to be 200 pounds. When I walk in a room and we're having a party and there's a buffet, right? Do I go in there and I eat like the 300-pound John, right? Or do I go in there because I already achieved being 200 pounds? Do I eat the food that a 200-pound in shape John would be eating, right? So instead of getting bread, desserts, and all that crap to eat where you would eat when I was 300 pounds, no, I got a salad, some protein and vegetables from there, and that's what I ate. Because even though I was still 300 pounds, in my head, setting my intention and already having achieved it, when I walked in the room, I believed that I was already 200 pounds, and that's how I was acting. And when it comes to finance, if you wanted to, I don't know, manifest a Rolls Royce for yourself, but you're getting into a Pinto, right? When you get into that Pinto, you don't get into the Pinto and feel like a Pinto driver with your shoulders slouched and the engine's loud and you hear every knock and ping and you're not feeling great about your ride, right? It's no, when you get in that car, your shoulders are back. You feel proud because when you get in that car, you are grabbing the wheel of the Rolls Royce, even though you're in a Pinto, because what is it? You've already achieved it. It's already done. And as you do that and you set your intention and you continue to have positive affirmations and live in gratitude, right? And you're doing it multiple times a day. And this is what Grabavoy was really, when he put these formulas together, he knew that intention was a huge thing. And the way we walk around with mindset, a huge thing. So each number sequence associated with a specific intention or outcome. And so, for example, there's some of the codes that, you can use if you wanted to attract money. So if there's one that's 520741, that's a formula he put together that attracts unexpected money, right? So again, what's your intention? How are you walking through life? And it's also how you interact. How are you interacting with people if you already achieved your financial abundance goal, right? Are you walking around like you're the low man or woman on the totem pole when you walk into a room, or are you walking in like you're the shit, right? That no, you're the person people got to pay attention to because you already hit those goals. You already made the million or 10 million, whatever you were looking to do, right? And so when you do that and you're always in that frame, and that's how you're moving through life, what happens is you're treating people in a different way, right? You're probably more helpful. You probably have more patience because you're not feeling the stress of what is happening in right now, because you're living as if you already made that financial abundance, right? You're living as if you're already healed up whatever you were looking to heal by using the code. And so again, there's one that's 888-412-1289-018, right? And that strengthens the immune system. So if you have a weak immune system, that's what your belief is of yourself. Number one, that is not a good belief. But if, let's say, you've been told that and you've been given a label of, I don't know, what is it, Epstein-Barr or whatever other thing that says that you have a low immunity, right? And you start walking around like your immune system is kick-ass, it's ironclad. As soon as something gets in your system, your white blood cells get together and they devour whatever disease, whatever infection is going on in your body, right? And so if you walk around like that, and I'm not saying you want to go and eat a bowl of infection, right? You be, use your head, and you want to be smart, but you want to walk around like not in fear, not in lack, and not in lack of an immunity, not in fear you're always going to be sick, not, because what does that do? It lowers your frequency. And then you identify with all those people that are always, hey, how you feel? Like that, right? They're walking around. They should be walking around in a hospital gown, rolling an IV thing around, right? You don't want that. You want to associate and think of yourself as, as strength, as having an immune system that does. So that's what that means. If you need help with emotional healing, live like that. And again, that means you're treating people different. You're moving through the world differently, and you're going to be someone who could kind of affect your environment by your attitude, not have your environment affect your attitude, which is why most of us that are like that, our emotions are up and down, up and down, up and down. Every time it rains out, we're depressed. Every time it's sunny out, we're happy. Every time it snows out, we don't know what to feel, right? And it's just every outside factor affects our mindset. And instead of that, we can't control any of that. The only thing we can control is us, right? How we react and what we do. And so if it's raining, shine, windy, whatever it is we're supposed to do, we get up and do. Because it's raining out, that doesn't mean that you don't go and, whether it's go to the gym, or you don't make phone calls that you need to make, or you don't get out to your work or build your business or whatever it may be, because it's raining out and you get depressed when it rains, right? That's not where you need to be. And so it's a very, very, I think this is so important, which is why I'm harping on it a little bit. I understand that, but it is so important, because if more of us can do this, and we're all human, so we're all going to stumble. I stumble, but if we all do this, just think, if we focus our energy in the right way, and we're walking around and we take all that lower frequency, lack, fear, right, and scarcity mindset, and we kind of remove it as best we can, and we're mostly in abundance, right, in love and gratitude through our heart space, and have that harmony with body and mind. Just think of the ascension process. Just think of the people who we can kind of probably drag up a little bit, because the frequency of the planet moving up, right? How it would help humanity. And I think that's huge in the scheme of things. If that's what we're doing, I think that's big. In the big picture, I think that's commendable, and I think that's something that will not be forgotten. So, I mean, karmically, I mean, and so yeah, and so you can, again, that Lisa's right there with meditation to manifest, and let's see what people are writing here, so I can, if there's any questions. Yes, so Lori, very true. So you want to visualize it and see. So one of the things I do with the grab avoid codes, and when I told Lisa, she was like, "Oh, you really, because what I do is, we'll say the number is 1, 2, 3, right? So what I do is, as I picture that number in my head, I actually physically with my hands, I grab the sides of the number, and first I make the numbers start to glow, right? They look like neon lights in this dark expanse universe. And I grab the sides of it and I pull it and I make them bigger, right? And up and down. And I just go whoop, whoop, and I keep going. And then it's so big, like Tom Cruise in Minority Report. I'm going, and I'm making it bigger right off the screen, and it's getting huge. And those numbers, I know what they stand for, right there, whatever goal I'm looking to hit. And so that numerical sequence now is huge. It's lit up. It's larger than life. And my intentions are being set, and I'm sending my intentions right into the glowing numbers, and it's just going there and going there, and you get to a point that you feel great. You don't even want to come out of the meditation. You just want to keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because you can start to almost feel it happening while you're doing that. And that's in the morning. That's before I had coffee, right? And so now the afternoon comes, and let's say you have the time where you can do it again, and you do it again, just as you're starting to come down, because life is starting to hit your voice, your boss is annoying you, and whatever else is happening that starts to lower our frequency. But now it's time to meditate. You meditate and go back in, and you do the same thing, and it gives you that same fire inside. And so you have your affirmation again, and now you're going again. Now it's getting close to the end of the day, right? And now you're going home, so you're happy you're leaving work, and so you're kind of keeping your spirits up. And then you do it one more time, right? Your third time, your affirmations. And while you're in your car driving, I had sticky notes in my sun visor and everything. So to put my sun visor down, I would say the affirmation, and I would say it 3 times. And then I would say it 3 times again. I would read it silently, and then I would read it out loud, but I would read it with meaning. And the people in the car next to me thought I was insane. And a couple of times, I have to say, I did make believe I was on a headset, like, oh, really? Yeah, like that, because I knew they were looking at me, and I was like saying my affirmations out loud. And I don't want them to think I was talking to myself. But, when you say it, and you say it with meaning, right, and you actually believe it happened, and you believe that you are financially abundant, the universe owes this to you as your divine birthright. It owes it to you. It's out there, it's yours, and now it's going to make its payment to you. And it's going to come to you like that. And you make it, you say it like that. And then when you go into your meditation, when you get home, what I think is the kind of the secret sauce is the fact that doing it 3 times a day, I think it keeps you in gratitude. It keeps you in a positive mindset. It keeps you in a steel trap mindset that everything, you're going to be like titanium. Everything's going to be bouncing off you, because you are going to you're going to be in such gratitude. It's almost impossible. It's probably cognitively dissonant to be upset, depressed, or frown even when you are living in gratitude. It just can't happen. So, so anyway, it's a little thing as far as when we're talking about intention and stuff like that. But really, it's everything. When you go into meditation, you really set that intention first. Even before you go to bed, you should be setting the intention. So, that's what I'll say with that. And Lisa, you are right. The grab avoid codes are powerful. They're powerful for health. And just, my back was out really bad. I couldn't even sit. All night, I was walking back and forth in the house. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't sit, nothing. My back was on fire. And Lisa brought down the code to me. And to be honest, when she brought down the code, I wanted to get the code, and rip it up and put it right through a wall. I was so irritated because my back was killing me. And I was like, get this out of my face. But I figured, all right, what am I doing? Calm down. Let's sit down, do the code. And I sat down and I did, I put the pain out of my head for a little bit, said the code, had all the intention. And I woke up. I got up out of the chair. I had no pain in my back. I was so excited that literally my mother-in-law was sitting on her bed upstairs. I walked in and she was trying to put socks on. That I just hugged her and she was like, oh, okay. She didn't know what was happening. And I couldn't believe that my back pain was gone. I was ready to go to the emergency room and I never go to the emergency room. It was crazy. And so, and I know someone else had a similar thing with their back too. So it definitely works for health and that type of stuff. So keep your frequency high, and the grab avoid codes will definitely help. And again, there's like 600 codes in that book. And so it's really, I think it's a special thing that he did, putting that out there. And I hope someone, even if one of you can take it, take advantage of it, that would be great, if it helps. So, so what I'm going to do is, I wanted to kind of move into the next aspect, and hey Jake, how are you? No worries, my friend. I appreciate you being here and supporting. But in moving through now, we'll talk a little bit about I'm going to do this one a little bit about crypto too, just because some articles came out, and a contact I have sent me an article, and I'm gonna research it a little bit more too. But Trump was actually talking about XRP and making and having that's going to be part of our financial system, and talking about what it can do, because that's what XRP does. So if he's talking to the use of XRP, it's going to be how the financial system sends money. And so you guys got to realize that XRP, it's not that something like you or I would send money to, say my daughter, say Emma, right, or Lisa, if like they went on a trip to Russia or wherever, right? It's not that I can send them money. That's not what XRP does. They do institutional or country to country. They do big movements of money, right? XLM, that's peer to peer. That would be what we would use back and forth. And so, between XRP and XLM, the speed of how quickly that money will get cross world, probably in about 3 seconds. If you were to send an international wire through the SWIFT system, not only would it cost you probably, I don't know, $45 or so to send, but it don't go same day. Sometimes it could take a few days. If anyone worked in a bank, you know that. And so the SWIFT system is, kind of, it's outdated and expensive, and it's part of that the money system that was meant to kind of just screw us. But with XRP, it's a half a penny, if that much, and it'll get across the world in about 3 seconds. So, when you look at the difference, and then how many transactions it could do, like 1,500 transactions in a time where Visa can't do probably a quarter of what XRP can do. So and then obviously we talk about the whole family of cryptos we go into, and next Wednesday Jason and I will be on doing Crypto Corner, and we could always dive a little bit deeper if you guys on that show, and so if you wanted to see some information, that would be the best place to to see it. But right now we have Trump signed an executive order letting the crypto companies into the Fed's payment system, and so that's huge. He is really making us. He's going to make America the capital of or the headquarters of crypto, because his executive orders and some of the people that he has put in place, they're all pro crypto. And so, you know, what this is, looks like the order is expected to roll back the Biden era restrictions that prevented crypto friendly banks from gaining access to master accounts. And that's a crucial requirement for directing and interacting the Fed payment system. So, you know, when you have the old corrupt politicians that have been doing it for a long time, you know, they wanted to keep, you keep all that in place because that's, how you become a public servant making, say 100,000 a year, and then you work 200 million. So that's how that happens. But this new system coming about is great because they're rolling back the old and they're coming in with all new stuff. So we'll have some of the crypto in there doing that, and that's at low costs, and that means more money back to the people, which is awesome. Finally, Main Street, not getting hosed by Wall Street. Main Street can get a win, which will be really nice. And so this Bo Hines is the executive director of the Presidential Working Group, and he's going to be instrumental in that. And so it's actually forcing the Fed to open its doors to the crypto banks. And again, this is like this is really exciting. This is groundbreaking, and this is historic. I can't believe the amount of historic stuff that he's done already in his and he's been in, I was gonna say in business, but he's been in office for like 45 days or so. He's just on a tear. But what it would look like, it says, under Biden, the Reserve consistently refused to grant access to the crypto banks. And so it was blocking the access them from accessing the country's core financial infrastructure. So without that, there's no way to be a significant player in the industry, right? There's no way. So, and they had to keep them buried because the crypto banks beat them on speed, the amount of transactions they can do, and cost. So they just kept them out and they shut them out. And so, without these accounts, American banks are going to be forced to rely on middlemen, making it impossible for them to provide nationwide financial services. So this executive order, being really important, is an attempt. It reverses all those restrictions, and it gives all the allowance to the crypto banks to operate on equal footing with traditional financial institutions. And you know what? That's fine if they want to stay traditional, and then we have the crypto, and just let the market shake it out. Let them compete, and let's see who wins at the end of the day. Let's see where the majority of money goes. I think people are sick of the banks, and I think we'll see a big swing into crypto. So you want to make sure you're positioned correctly in the right cryptos, and not only that, I think probably 90% of the cryptos that are out there are going to be probably phased out, and because I don't know how many there are, maybe 40,000 crypto coins out there, but you'll have your meme coin stuff, but I think as far as the ones that have real utility, real teeth, that are going to make it in the new world, that have functionality, it's really going to be able to help us, whether it's in banking, finance, or shipping, right, or any area you can think of. There are some blockchains that can actually fraud-proof elections, right? Because it'll be on the blockchain. So there are things out there and technologies out there now that in each of the different areas, right, of the different areas of industry, that we can have, a few, say whatever, a dozen cryptos or a few cryptos in there that actually do that business, that have the technology within it, where they can make it viable to go long term and to do all the things we talk. So if it's shipping, getting it done better, faster, less expensive, and so you can be out on your way. That's everything that this will encompass. So in all the different areas, whatever you may be in, be excited when you see those cryptos come out, and those are the ones you probably want to support, because that's your in your area of expertise. If you're in shipping, say, and that's what you're going to look at. So when you look at really what this is the battle over the crypto banks to have access isn't just happening at the White House. So we have some of the Republicans and senators that introduced the Financial Integrity and Regulation Management. So the acronym is FIRM, if you want to look it up, FIRM, the FIRM Act, and that's Financial Integrity and Regulation Management. And the bill is designed to ban reputational risk as a reason for denying banking services. So what that is, that reputational risk, for instance, the Trumps they were being denied banking, right? They couldn't go in a bank and get a bank account. Their bank accounts got shut down because of reputational risk that they had. What really is they just had the wrong opinions, right? They were on the wrong side. And so when that happens, that's why they came out with their own coin. They wanted to do something with their own bank and get an alternative way of finance because they were being shut out, right? And so what this does is saying that whether you're a traditional bank or crypto bank, it doesn't matter. You cannot deny people banking because of this reputational risk that's made up, because that's subjective. And so it just depends, whatever asshole is running the bank, right, on down, or whatever bank is controlled by probably BlackRock, right? Since they control what, $9 or $10 trillion. So I'm sure that they have a lot to do with what policies the Fortune 500 companies set forth, because they probably own a shit ton of their stock. And if they drop it, their stock will fall through the floor like nobody's business, right? So if BlackRock says do so-and-so, the companies are going to do so-and-so. And if they have to change their whole culture around, they will, because they want that money, them to keep buying their stock, because they want to look good in front of their board of directors to keep their jobs and bloated salaries and bonuses, right? So this can be something that can also just be a layer on. It's not that it's a massive disruptor, but it's something where you can at least have your own opinions out there, and you can't be shut out of banking to live your life or run your business. That's horrible to do to somebody. So, and it was all about, it was being argued that the regulators had weaponized reputational risk to block financial access for industries they don't like. So this is something that could have some real significance if it gets passed and it gets some legs. It's good, even if it just brings attention to it, because there's so many people with their head in the sand, because if it was happening to them or their family, they would know, right? They would know and they'd scream about it. But when it's not your family or you, it's kind of like, who gives a shit? It's not us. It's, oh, that's too bad. And you go about your business. But it needs to get out there into the public, and it needs to be something that we all say, no more. We're done with this. And we need to step up for each other and take each other's back and give each other a hand up. We got it. We have to stop acting as if we live on the planet alone. And it doesn't matter. We have to do good by stepping on somebody's head, all right, or dragging people down, or talking, whatever it may be. We have to lift each other, and we have to, take each other's back with things like this. And so, last few things here, just so you can get an idea, and then you guys can do your own research with it. But the executives at Coinbase, they've testified at the congressional hearings with this, claiming that the Fed, FDIC, and OCC all plotted together to systematically push crypto businesses out of the banking system. And so if you look at the Fed, the Federal Reserve, FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Company, although that's not a government insurance, that's a private company. They just call it the Federal Deposit Insurance Company. And it just makes you think that it's a government thing. But if you look at it, it's a private company. And then the OCC, and they all plotted together, and they're doing congressional hearings now about that, or they were going on in January and February. So that's really interesting too, because those are three heavy hitters: the Fed, FDIC, and OCC getting together. And when they come together, they have some power to stop some stuff. So, with the order that Trump signed, it's his third major crypto-related executive action since he returned to office. And so he created the Digital Asset Stockpile, the Presidential Working Group on Digital Assets, Asset Markets, and now he did this one with the one he just did, and then they created the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. And listen, we are in the the community of XRP, XLM, Stronghold, Sologenic, Corium, Flare, and ZERP. Some of those that's really where our core is. That's what we talk about, our crypto corner, and I fully believe that those are going to be, if not the top, one of the top two families of cryptos that you'll have. Great passive income models, all of it. But that doesn't mean that we don't want Bitcoin to do well, because we see when Bitcoin goes, the market goes. It's the biggest, and it's the kind of the godfather. And it doesn't mean it may not even last if it don't upgrade its technology, because of the expense of mining that shit. The expense is ridiculous, and it's slow, but it's big, and it has a big market cap, and that's why we think that the ones we talk about are going to have huge market caps and do really well. That's why you want to get involved in them, is because that Bitcoin's, I think, market cap is up there. Does it have room to go up? I guess sure, but when you look at XRP needing a very big market cap to stay stable, because it's going to be doing financial movements of money right across. You can't have it worth $50 a coin, and right now it's probably in the $2 and change, right? But it can't be 50 or 100. That thing's got to go up and up, like where Bitcoin is, if not more, because it needs to have that same type of market cap to be stable, to do those transactions without having it fluctuating to a point where it becomes too volatile to be something that is going to have that responsibility of moving money. So that's why, one of the big reasons, I feel that it's going to, at some point, and it may not happen, it may happen over the next 5 years to get to that type of level. But I think through 2025 and 2026, we are going to see a big number with XRP, a good size number. But it's going to obviously need time to move and grow. But I think ultimately it's going to be at one of those, one of the one or two biggest market cap cryptos that there is. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully you guys are able to take advantage, do your research, and get your questions answered. And then we have, there's new crypto models that look like they're going to be coming down the pike in DeFi, right? Decentralized finance in 2025. And so as that comes out, I'm sure me and Jace will cover it. And then lastly, before I wrap up here, is I know you guys probably saw that, the stock market got hit and went down, and it's like, oh, Trump came in office, the market should have went up. But what you have to realize, and I told Lisa this before it even happened, and so she can vouch for me, but I told her, that with all the craziness that happened over the last 4 years between the borders, and the money we spent there, the printing money, the money we sent to Ukraine, Israel, and I guess the fraud, waste, and abuse that they're finding with Doge. All this money that's going out. I mean, they're in New York. I think there was something like, I don't know. I think it was like $10 billion, some ridiculous number that was spent on making sure that illegal migrants were housed. Oh, okay. And so, hey, what's up, Jace? How you doing, my friend? And so, where is he? So, hey, well, Jace, hey, Jace is on. Jace, thanks for joining. But anyway, I wanted to get back in the market and say that I told her that the market was going to come down, and it had to shake out, because when all that stuff going on, billions being spent on just ridiculous shit, right? And the money being printed, inflation, right? Going, all the stuff that was happening, the markets were hitting all-time highs. That has never happened in history. As well as, if interest rates get boosted, if interest rates are being raised by the Fed to try to quell inflation, the market goes down. because it's an inverse relationship. Rates were being increased and then the markets were going up, right? And I was selling physical gold at the time, which is a hedge against inflation. And we were in shock because when we saw the interest rates go up, the market should have went down, gold should have shot up, which would have made us busier. That didn't happen. Gold didn't go up either. Gold stood stagnant for a while. And that's not the way the markets ever ran. And again, it's on top of, the short-term treasury being a higher rate than the long-term treasury. Never happened. It was inverted, right? And then what was happening to prop up the market. So what was happening to prop up the market? So when you print a ton of money and you get that money and you send a bunch of it, say, to the UK for them to invest in the market, that's propping up the market. So it started to hit new highs. And then, the lockout also was, and I'm happy because I don't want people to lose money just because the administration was ridiculous. But you had companies like NVIDIA and all the AI sector just brought in a massive amount of money, right? It was like the dot-com boom in the 90s. It was just, it was a crazy bubble. A massive amount of money came in. And so that helped. What should have happened is the market should have been coming down, and then AI coming in as a good, as a good industry or a good sector coming in that injection of cash should have organically had the market kind of stay steady at some point and then start to come up a little bit. But the market should have come down. And should have adjusted for the right price. And it's not that I want to lose money in my 401k, right? Or I want anyone else to lose money. But the weird thing is a lot of people weren't asking questions about that. That made me very nervous. I was like, holy shit, when the other shoe drops, the floor is going to fall out. And then when Trump gets elected, he's doing really good things that are setting a foundation. But listen, over a 5-year period or a 4-year period, if you're eating cake every day and you gain 40 pounds, if you go on a diet for 3 days, you're not losing 40 pounds, right? It took you 3-4 years to gain the shit. It's gonna take you a while to lose it. It's the same thing. And there was 4 years of almost a concerted effort to turn America on its head, is what it seemed to me. And the market was no exception. And although it was going up and people said they saw that they were making money, it's funny how, when the market's going up and you're invested and you're making money, it's kind of, you can go like, what do you mean there's a crisis at the border? What? Who's printed money? No, who printed money? That's a conspiracy theory. That didn't happen because you made some money, right? And so it's funny how that happens. But you should always be skeptical when things don't work the right way, even if it happens to be in your favor one time, because if you do that over a consistent period of time, you're going to get caught. And you're going to take a hit because it's not the right way to do it. But that being said, don't get nervous because the markets came down or that Trump is doing something crazy, because Trump is setting actually stuff. And they did say you're going to feel a disruption. Like we're doing the tariffs and we're doing this and we're doing that. And there's going to be a little bit of a disruption and uncomfortability. And we're gonna have to feel it a little bit before they take effect. And the amount of money that's coming in, right? The amount of money that they're catching through Doge, the amount of money that's coming in, the amount of money we're not spending on illegals that we can keep back in America to keep Americans, first and foremost. And it's great to take care of people. I'm the most generous, big-hearted person you'll meet, believe me. But if I see one veteran on the street, my blood boils when I know there's illegal immigrants that are put up in 5-star hotels, eating good, getting health care, and going to school when there's a vet sitting on the street. There is nothing that's more infuriating than that. And we really shouldn't have anybody on the street with all that money that they're spending in New York, billions of dollars. Help American homeless people get off the street, or help people pay their rent. The massive inflation. We just bought a dozen eggs. It was $11. It was almost $1 a damn egg. It's ridiculous. And it's not that you can't. Trump's fault. He's got to do what he's got to do. This has got to shake out and it's got to move up. And I think it will. But this, it was down. I know the market was down 1,100 points, and then it was at about 900 points. It ended up in a day. So, what you want to do is let the market shake out, stay calm, stay in a cash position if you could for a little bit, until you see their buying pressure start to happen and some strength in the bottom of the market. It creates a resistance, a support level, and then it starts to move up because of people starting to put money in. And then what you realize is that it hit its bottom. It's at its true valuation where it should have been because it's not propped up anymore. So now it's at its true valuation, and now it's at a place where, with the foundation that's being built, it'll start to move, right? Oh, I'm not even down there. Jeez. And so, so anyway, don't. Oh, yeah, I'm just reading this from we got here. The SEC is about to fully drop the rip. Yeah, it's about to fully drop the. Yeah, that's right. And it's about time. You would think with that guy gone. What's his name? Schmucky Schmuckerson from Schmuckville. What's it that the guy who kept bringing the lawsuits? He was out in January, so you would think that they would have got it done, right? But yeah, now they're looking to drop it. And I don't know, Jace, if you were on with the executive order stuff, but I'll shoot it over to you. But that executive order that Trump just signed is awesome. So yeah, Gensler, that's him. It sounds like a ratty guy, right? Gary Gensler. But yeah, so anyway, so even with the markets, they're all good. They're good investments in all different areas. I don't know how the stock market looks after we go through whatever transformation we're supposed to be going through. I don't think it totally goes away because I think there is a place for it because, or unless the crypto banks and crypto does something where they can do like goes like like stocks within the crypto. You can own a variety of stocks on a coin or an ETF with the coin, with the coin, and they start doing that. That would be great. But over and beyond that, I just wanted to put that out there because your red flags and alerts should be going off in your head when we know everything is crumbling around us, but the market is hitting all-time highs, and we know that even the stock market, 85% of it runs on emotion, and everybody was feeling like shit because of the inflation and the the spot they were in financially. So it wasn't even like a great time where people were probably buying up like they normally do. Yes, again, AI gave it a boost, but not to where it is. So it coming down, as much as it sucks that the market came down, it's a good thing because we want it to be properly valued. Because when it does move up, we want it to move up solid. You always want to build your house on cement, not sand. And if you have a good foundation, and then you have a president like Trump who's going to be bringing in money, it's going to move. So that's where I'll end it with the finding. Yeah, that's kind of where I'll end it with that. But they dropped all the crypto cases. They dropped all the crypto cases, but not Ripple. Saving the best for that's right. That's right. That's right. I think I was saying a little earlier that I think XRP is going to be either number one or two once everything shakes out and XRP is being used. I think the market cap on that is going to be just through the roof. And so I just if Jason Cosmic Origins here, he's Conscious Crypto Academy, and that's where I was in his program. That's how I met Jace, and now we do a show together. But a wealth of knowledge, and if you really want to get off on the right foot, I would you get in touch with the Conscious Crypto Academy and you'll talk with him and go through a consultation with you. But he's a great guy to have in your corner, generous with his knowledge, and he does everything for the right reason. So yeah, I love that guy. That's a brother. But thank you for coming on, Jace. So anyway, the last thing I'll do is and this is being spoken to. I was going to do a Brooklyn story, but I know Lisa gets nervous every time I do because she don't know if I'm going to say a story that's inappropriate, and so I'm deciding on the one I had, I don't think is great, but I gotta, I don't know. Yeah, see. So okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip the Brooklyn story because I don't want anyone to get offended with it. It is funny, but next week on the John Drop, I am going to have a Brooklyn story that you won't get offended. I promise.
This week is Crypto Corner.
Oh, it's Crypto Corner. So the following week. So this week is Crypto Corner coming up with Jason and I. And then the following week, when I do the next drop, it will be, I'll have a Brooklyn story that's you are going to, if you're drinking, you're going to spit the liquid out of your mouth, but it's not going to be offensive. It'll be funny though. And so that's where I'm going to end it tonight. So I really, I appreciate you guys coming on and listening. And I will, hey, Phil, how you doing? I will look at the comments too throughout. So if there's any questions you have, whether it be on, the recession in '08, if there's going to be a recession or, anything like that, finance wise, or again, pickleball, I'm going to get a good video to show you guys because I'm going to start kicking ass in pickleball, I think. And we'll get that part of it going as well. But any questions you have on it, please ask because I trying to accumulate, and then we'll just do a whole question and answer show at one point. But I want to make sure I hit on everything. That if there's an interest of somebody, I want to make sure we, I get it answered. We all need to get offended every once in a while. I know, but if it wasn't the first show that I have to end everything, that they throw me off of YouTube, I would probably do it if it was the 100th show, but I didn't want it to be a one and done, and I probably picked the wrong story. That's because I didn't involve. If I involve Lisa, she's like kind of the brains, so she'll tell me, whoa, no good. But yeah, you know what? Someone may get it. Who knows? Hey, Jace, people get offended over everything. You never know. You never know. Don't get me started because I'll run into this. I'll go right through the story and offend 50% of the people. Don't get me going. But anyway, all right. I love you guys, and thank you. And I will see you hopefully for Crypto Corner next Wednesday. And I think that there'll probably be a deep dives coming out as well soon. So look out for that from Lisa. We'll get that on. And then the following Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming, it's Crypto Corner. The next Wednesday will be another John Drop. And we'll go a little bit deeper into some of the markets and mindset meditation. And I hope to hear some stories with your meditations. And hopefully you can grab some of the codes from Grab Avoid. But even if not, your meditations and maybe what you've seen, because really important. So I hope you guys take that to heart and do your thing. And other than that, I will see you guys soon. God bless and stay safe.